Manchester United won, Copenhagen 0. We're through to the semi-finals of the Europa League, man. And that's all that matters, to be honest. When you get to knockout football, tournament football, especially in how this has been portrayed in one-off games and not two legs, you've just got to get the result done. And you know what? Apart from a bad first half, which it was a bad first half, apart from, say, the last 5 or 10 minutes of it, we were well worthy winners. I think it's easy to go into meltdown over games like this. It's easy to criticize a lot, and there are some valid points probably within the criticism. You know, why couldn't we get going? Why did it take us long to get going, etc., etc. But I did see a lot of individual mistakes. To start off with. We just looked slow, looked lethargic, very sloppy. There was no intent in the game. There was no sharpness. There was no quickness. And I had to eat my words straight away. I was kind of predicting that we would be dominant. We would be at it. Because these players who are the elites, the first teamers, the first 11, whatever you want to call it, minus Bailly and minus Fred, who obviously haven't been starting, I kind of thought that because they've had like a 2-week rest, barring Fred and barring Pogba and Martial, who came on late against Lask, I thought that would be at it. Do you know what I mean? And that mixed with a mixture of, actually, to be fair, Copenhagen, Mark called it, and the manager sucked me, and their manager was kind of giving it, look, we've got not much chance to get to Manchester United. We need them to have an off day enough to play perfectly. They were better than we thought. They were very well organised at the back, very structured, very compact, and made it difficult for us. But as the game went on, the chances came, and their keeper had an absolute blinder. You got to look at the facts. You know, I think he made 13 saves. On a different day, we take those chances. That's down to individuals. I don't think you look at Ollie and say, oh, we were crap because we couldn't break them down, or we wasn't creating chances. We created a hell of a load of chances, and on a different day, we win that game 4 or 5-0. My concern is, going forward, yes, against a Seville or a Wolves, we can't play like that in the first half. You know, better teams would have punished us today. I think we were, you know, it played into our hands the fact that Copenhagen didn't have that cutting-edge quality. They made some dangerous moments, but I think we defended really well, which you've got to commend that for. I think Bissaka did some key blocks there. Maguire with some key blocks there. I think Bailly did well, to be fair to him. And I thought Fred done all right. I want to talk about Fred because, you know, it was a weird one. We all kind of raised our eyebrows that that Ollie didn't start Matic and that Ollie didn't start Bailly. And it was weird. I just couldn't really understand why. I thought with the Fred situation, I maybe thought maybe he wants to play a bit quicker. Maybe he wants to be a bit more, you know, on the front foot. Maybe get us imposing ourselves on Copenhagen, playing passes a bit faster with a bit more tempo. Maybe I thought that. And apart from that big mistake that Fred made in the first half that led to a goal shooting opportunity for them, which was blocked in the end by Maguire, I thought Fred done well. I thought Fred done really well. And at the time of him being taken off, to be honest with you, I was like, well, he's actually done all right, to be fair. I thought he was one of the better players on the pitch. So I didn't really understand that. Even though Matic come on and done all right, which you expect, it was almost like they were like the preloaded changes, the changes that he thought, right, I'm going to start Bailly and Fred, but, you know, Matic and Lindelof will be coming on. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if there was a hint of not trusting Lindelof with that, Maguire with that, not trusting Bailly with that second yellow card. You never know. You know what Bailly's like. He might have thought, he might, you know, rush into a challenge, and we don't need that. But look, by and large, we created a hell of a lot of chances. I thought Bruno drifted in and out of the game. I thought first half he was poor. I think he had a 15-20 minute period in the second half where, you know, he hit the post, he forced a save from the keeper, played a couple of balls over the top, just short of Martial, and started to come into the game. But once Copenhagen rode that storm, rode that little period, it was like we dropped off again. But Bruno does what Bruno does. He pops up. Fernandes, you know, the rival fans are calling him. He's got them on strings. And I love the way he dispatched it. You know, there wasn't a hop, skip, and a jump this time. It was just a clean run up, bang, goal. And what can you say? His penalty, I think the commentator said he hasn't missed a penalty in 3 seasons, I think he said. So, you know, he's phenomenal from the penalty spot. And all too well, we've been relying on that, creating opportunities where we're being fouled. At the end of the day, you can, you know, rival fans will try and convince you that, oh, you're not as good as you think you are. You're just getting loads of penalties. Take those penalties away. Well, what do you mean take those penalties away? To get a penalty, you got to be in the box and you got to get fouled. And you only get to the box by playing decent football, or you only get consistently in the box like we do by playing good football. It's not our fault that defenders can't tackle properly, or we got tricky players that are winning winning fouls in the box. It happens. Maybe other teams should do it. Do you know what I mean? And then also get yourself a player like Fernandes who's brilliant at penalties. It's a great recipe. But in all seriousness, when we play against Wolves or Seville, we've got to up the levels dramatically. I think Matic will come back in. I think Lindelof will come back in. Lindelof was superb when he first came on, to be fair. And you know what? Bailly did do well, but Lindelof did bring a little bit more on the ball, a little bit of a more calming influence. He was fantastic when he come on. This fly is really pissing me off. Got a fly. It's just going at this light. It's like 32 degrees in this house. It's too hot. But yeah, we done well. We done well. And look, I think a lot of people will look at that and think, you know what, we weren't at it, etc. Why did the players get tired and have this huge inquest? Ollie's not good enough and tactically and all of this stuff, which, you know, you're entitled to have that debate. But really, the facts are we created a hell of a lot of chances against the team that wanted to sit back, sit tight and restrict our chances. They didn't really do it. How hard did Romero have to work? What saves did he have to make? None. Zero. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's really easy to do that, but in this instance, I don't think you can look at tactics. You got to say tactically, well, we did well because we created so many chances. You just say on a different day, we score more goals and we didn't. Martial, I want to touch on him. This fly has just come and landed right on the laptops, peeing me off. Honestly, Martial, I think, look, he was starved of a lot of service early on. Couldn't really get him in the game. But that little 15, 20 minutes towards the end of the game was just superb. Even before he won the penalty, I was literally celebrating before he took the shot, thinking this is a dead cert goal. Martial, finesse into the corner, open out your body, R2. I don't know what buttons you play on FIFA. R2 into the corner. It's going to be a goal. And he couldn't believe he missed, but he got himself back up, got himself goal side, and won as the penalty. And then after that, he was just taking souls. He just turning into flipping prime Messi with some of the dribbles he was bringing. But at the end of the day, he should have got a goal. He should have got a goal, but he didn't. But I think he played well in the end. Rashford is concerning me a little bit. I just want to see him be more greedy. And when I say that, I mean be more direct at his fullback. It's like he only wants to come inside every time. But now it's kind of like he's coming inside and just looking for the pass. I don't know. He's just playing within himself at the moment. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence or whatever. But I just can't put my finger on it. But having said that, even since he's come back, I know Ricky said he's been appalling was the word he used. I wouldn't go that far, but he hasn't been playing to his best, but he's still been involved here and there. You know, he still created goals for others. He still scored a couple of goals, and it will get there. But for me, I would have taken him off. I would have taken him off earlier. I don't know what this persistence is with literally running him into the ground. I think Greenwood. I think he played well today. I think there was moments where he wasn't in the game, but there was moments where all of the front three wasn't in the game. And me and Ricky kind of argued about that. But, you know, most of the bright moments came from him. He was so unlucky not to score, rightly given offside, a couple of yards off, but what a finish. And in the second half, when he hit the post as well, just unlucky. Do you know what I mean? Same with Bruno, it's just unlucky. Lindelof hit the post as well. It's just one of them days. Hit the post 4 times. So, look, we move. We've got to play a lot better against Seville or Wolves, because if we put up that type of performance, especially in the first half, we can find it very difficult. Seville worry me because it's their competition. You know, they're dominant in the Europa League. They've got good experience, but I think with Matic back in and Lindelof, that obviously makes us slightly better, you could argue. But the front three's firing. The front three was scoring goals. Maybe not so today, but we always know we're going to make chances. We made enough chances today to win very comfortably, but we'd have to be a lot more clinical to get the job done against Seville Wolves, which would be a very interesting tie. But we're still in their competition. We're through to the semi-finals. That's all you can really ask for. It's knockout football, man. You just got to win the game any means necessary. I'm not really interested in the inquest as to the performance. You know, that can come at the complete end of the season when we've got to rebuild again and go again. And as for the Sanchez situation, I mean, look, Dortmund are in ultimate troll mode with that last thing they put up. You know, the rival fans are enjoying it. They want to see us not get him. Hopefully we can rub it in their face. But it just goes to show you it's never done till it's done. Some people still saying it's going to happen, but the way it's going, it don't look good. It don't look good. So we need to have a contingency plan there, and you know, and go for other players if it doesn't work, because we need to strengthen. We need to strengthen, but not for the sake of strengthening's sake. You've got to get the right player. So hopefully we got a contingency plan if that deal's not going to go through. But don't listen to all these people who are going to say the deal's dead and The two teams are still talking. And Manchester United still want to sign Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho still want to come to Man United. I just think this will get played out right to the end. My man of the match. It's got to be Martial. It's got to be Martial. I think even starved of service, everything he did well. The only thing he didn't do was score, but won us the penalty. Took a couple souls while he was at it. Should have scored a couple goals for himself. Didn't manage to, but he just carries on his string of good performances. He's almost carrying us sometimes when everyone else is not quite at it. Ollie, hey, we're in another semi-final. We need to get to that final. We need to win it. Peace.